Okay, let's talk about getting these models, because I'll tell you guys, like if anybody's going to attempt this, trust me, it's not easy. The first thing you need is you need your city to be absolutely 100% stable. You can't have buildings going abandoned, because to get one of these models in place, you've got to keep knocking the building down until you get the model that you want, and then it's got to stay there, and it's got to stay there forever. So stability is absolutely paramount. So taxes. I mean, you've got to make these people the absolute happiest you can possibly make them. So zero taxes. Fires, it's got to be zero. Health, got to be zero. Police, crimes, absolutely has to be zero. And if we look at the crime situation, you can see there's one criminal there, there's one walking around there. Oh, just got a couple more popped up, but don't worry, they will soon get arrested and get locked up. Crime, got to be non-existent. Now all I've got is a precinct over here and a police station over here. Okay, I've got 10 police cars in here. I've got I've got 190 jail cells, but I've only got 18 prisoners. But it's like I'm not taking any chances of anything causing a problem in this city. So if my attention's diverted and this goes up a bit, I don't want to run out of jail cells. Down here, same kind of deal. We've got 39 prisoners, 70 jail cells, so we're well within our limits. We've just got 4 police cars. Okay, so a total of 14 police cars. Now this is a little bit more than I would normally put in, but like I said, you need absolute stability in order to maintain the models that, I mean, if you try this, that you are going to spend hours putting together. Okay, education. Can't stress this enough. 5 bars. Yeah, not 4.5, not 4.9, 5. Absolutely maxed out. And I'll talk a little bit about the education in a second, because I changed the way things are set up. And obviously, tech, 3 levels of tech, because you've got to keep your industry happy. Even though we've only got, 3 buildings. Important, for everybody to be happy. And that's why I put in a little bit of industry, just to supply the freight. So this city is about as happy as it could possibly be. In fact, I think it is as happy as it could possibly be. Okay, let's talk a little about education. Oh, and you know what? While it's night time, I've got to show you something. Got to show you something. Because this is why I picked. Oh, it's not dark enough yet. 11 o'clock, it'll be dark enough. When the sky blackens, and then you get to see this particular model has these lights coming off the roofs. And if I just get a little bit lower, and then just pan up, you'll see these lights coming off these buildings, which I love. And I've got to say, I think the city looks beautiful. These buildings go dark. They're very dark and menacing, which I think, goes into this. They're the sentries guarding the academy. And I love these buildings. I mean, one of the reasons I picked them is that they've got this, this very angular, very sharp look to them. But they've also got this gap which creates a feeling of space in between the buildings, so the buildings don't feel jammed together. The same with these models. They're very slim buildings, so you get this feeling of space, even though they're absolutely side by side. love how that works. They really are awesome models. I love these. And they create like this pathway for the maglev. Just, I absolutely love that. These, I've got to say, these buildings, just seeing those two, these are the two that started it all off. Damn them. The time that went in, seriously, it's now year 33. So it's like 28 in-game years, because it was year 5 when I started this process. Now, there's a control net facility. There are 2 control net facilities that I added to the city to boost the control net. So there's one here, one over there. And I think that's kind of nice that you've got these blocks of 5 with a little control net sitting in there. Okay. Lots more to tell you. And by the way, the city is not quite finished. There are like 3 things that I want to do, but I wanted you guys to be here. Rather than it be completely finished, I wanted you guys to be here to see those final little touches to make it perfection, to just put the icing on top of the cake. You know what? We'll do one of them now, because I'm itching to do this, because I love this. Okay. We've got down here these 2 mega tower bases. Okay. Now, what I want to do, because they look okay. That if it was like that, I wouldn't have any complaints. But I think that we can just make them look that tiny bit better. And here's what we're going to do. Now, you probably can't see very well, but these are, because they're placed on a levee, they're on raised terrain. So there's a little drop here, then flat, and then a little rise here. So what I'm going to do, and this is probably going to take a tiny bit of tinkering with, but now I want my curved roll 2 for this. Okay, so I'm just going to lift this up, and this is probably going to play around. Yeah, it's going to play around. But we don't, trust me, we will get this. Put it in flat. Then, 1, 2, 3, delete the 3 sections in the middle. So we've got a little stub on each side. And then hook them up. Yeah, 2 clicks. Okay. And then, now, obviously because it's in between this, it's futurized. Then, what I'm going to do is, where's the convert? I'm going to convert this to a high density suspension bridge. And this is the new futurized suspension bridge. And I've got to say, I think they look awesome. And trust me, you're going to be seeing a lot more of these. But I think just putting that in between those 2 buildings just puts the icing on the cake. I love the way that looks, don't you? And I don't know, that just does something for me. Love that. I think that's a lovely little detail. Okay, so that's one. Couple more things that we've got to do. And I should mention, by the way, that these are all turned off. Okay, they're in there for looks, and they're in there for futurization. Let's talk about futurization for a second. Let's bring up the old futurization map. Now, you can see that we are almost, not quite, but we're almost 100% futurized. Okay. Now, we do have one big gap in the middle. Okay. So let's go and have a look at this. And as you can see, where it's futurized, you get these nice blue lights on the roads. And then we've got this nasty patch where we haven't got any. So what we're going to do, and it's raining. It's not supposed to rain here. Well, I suppose it is. Jungle, tropical storms and all that kind of stuff. What we're going to do is, you remember I wanted the ground scrubbers. Now, I found that I didn't need the ground scrubbers over here because, in actual fact, because they're Tech 3, they're high-tech buildings, they don't produce that much ground pollution. And the trees actually take care of it. So, actually, I didn't need a ground scrubber over there, after thinking that I probably would. But what you can use the ground scrubbers for, and I think this is awesome, they're under waste disposal. Now, these are a pretty lovely little model, and I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one on the other side, dead opposite. Now, what does that do for our futurization? Okay, that's filled in a nice patch. Still a little bit needed down here, so I'm going to put in another two. I want this kind of midway between there. Now remember, this is the main approach to the academy. I think that's, yeah, there. Okay, so now that's given us our full futurization for our road. But I also think that they look pretty cool. And, of course, they've got the Academy symbol on them, which I think is really nice. Now, they're quite expensive. They cost like $1,000 an hour each. So putting those four in, that's like $4,000 an hour, which is pretty darned expensive. So I'm probably like 90% of the time going to have those turned off. And I may only turn them on just for like close-up shots when I'm doing the stories. Because when you turn them off, you still have the signs, but they're not glowing. And this isn't lit up, and you get this turns to orange to show you that they're actually turned off. But I've got to say, even turned off, I think they look fabulous, and I think they look great on this approach to the academy. So, like, there's no getting away from it, guys. This is the academy. Like everything, all the little signs, everything. This is the academy, and they want you to know it. Okay, so two of our little changes. And look at that little bridge, the little lights on it. I love that you catch glimpses of this as you're sort of moving around the city. I love that little detail. Okay, one more. Now this is kind of important for a couple of reasons. One, backstory. This is going to be important in the whole backstory of the stories that are coming up. But secondly, I think I need to be zoomed in. If I show you this look up the main approach, love that we've got, you know, the academy, the academy, the academy. Love this building. Love this building. But this sign, and if I just crank this up to llama speed, right, you see this sign like it. But this building here is in the way. And this is kind of a crucial view. That building just does not work. It blocks this building. So, what we're going to do, we're going to replace it. Now, we need to put in something low rise. We need something that has the same colour scheme. And I need something that's going to enhance the backstory. Well, the building that is going to go in here is